Our next panelist, our last panelist, is Mohammed Ridha. He immigrated from Iraq to Canada in 2003. He obtained an undergraduate degree in microbiology in 1993 from, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly. Maybe I should ask you to pronounce it. That sounded much better than what I was going to say. And this was a university in Baghdad. He did an M.Sc in biology at Concordia and started training in Dr. Gulick's lab in 2004 and graduated in 2006 with a GPA of 3.77. Afterwards, he worked at the Meekins Christie Laboratories at McGill, and then as a research assistant at the Royal Victoria Hospital's Hormones and Cancer Unit. He is presently working as a lab technologist at Diatech Oncology Laboratories, a clinical pathology laboratory. Take it away.
My name is Mohammed Ridha, it's mentioned here, and I did my master's with Patrick Gulick. I finished at 2006 December. I think now you have some kind of idea that without networking you cannot find a job after this maybe presentations. But I want just to encourage everybody that still there's a chance for fresh new students, because I go through this, and but I go more on tricks and something that helps students to find a job more than speaking about my career. I think is the most important point is to focus more on small companies, because I think most of the people when they graduate they focus more on famous companies and huge companies where the competition is too high. So I think it's the goal for fresh new students is to focus on academia, like a research assistant, and also they focus on small companies that their budget is small, so they don't focus more on technicians with 10 years of experience, so their salaries will be too high. So it will be a good deal for both of for the company and the fresh students. And the next point is for students, I think they need to work on their career. So, with the fresh students, their experience is really not that much, they don't have a big experience. So as my colleagues, they mentioned, they need to work as a volunteer, to focus on some classes at the last year, which is, I forget the number of the name of the classes, but the classes with some term projects. So it gave them the opportunity to practice and to have something to mention on their CVs, because you want to work hard on your CV. You want to put something on the experience field. And I remember one of my colleagues, and maybe Zina, she remember it's Irina, and she really did well in her project. And she did also in my lab. I consider it my lab to Patrick Gulick, because I spent 2 years, the best 2 years in my life. And one thing more is once you want to find a job, you need a reference letter. So without experience, without working in some labs, you cannot have a letter of reference, which is really important. And so again, I will talk more about how to find a job, what to do to find a job, which might help you to find a job. So I think also, on top of working as a volunteer, you need also to, if you are a graduate student, focus more on writing papers. And this is what he was always tell us, try to complete the job and to write a paper. Because really it's a big plus in the meeting when you have a paper, because there's many master students, but with papers, that mean you are able to finish the job with something. So also this is for the CV, for the experience. I think also you need really to prepare yourself. One of the best websites, it's really experimental medicine. I found it's for new students. because it's most of the research assistant positions is mentioned there. Most of the small companies, they post their positions there instead of looking for Frost or this way, this big companies. And this is what happened with me, and I have a good results. I will succeed in finding a job through this website and through these. I think it's a good start. And you need to prepare yourself for the interview very much, because it's very important that you explain the position to the interviewers. So you need to know what's the position, what's the main responsibilities for this position. Otherwise, if you go to the position without preparing yourself, without reading about the company, about what's the company doing, and you look like idiot, so then you lose the job, and there's a big competition. One more thing is really important is you need to know that is since because of my experience I spent a long time doing this, so not the reviewers, the interviewer usually, or the human resources, they spend maybe 10 seconds to read the paper. So you need to highlight your experience in the beginning of in the CV. So, and most important, it's more important than the CV is the cover letter, because the first impression about yourself, about your personality, about your experience is the cover letter. So you need to read the description of the position very well, and you need to put the keywords of this position in your cover letter. I mean, you should know something, not just to put these words without knowing anything about this experience. So just you need to put these keywords in your cover letter, so you will have more chance that your email to be cached, and then they're gonna open your CV. And the last thing is you have to respect your promises during the interview, because there's a probation period after when you find the job. So they need to see that is really you fit for this job, and you really what you mentioned in the interview, that you have this experience, and at least you are really willing to learn. And because most of the time we don't have, as a fresh students, you don't have all the techniques, but they're gonna teach you these techniques. But at least you should be you really need to learn. And the personality is very important in the companies. You need to be really a team player. And I think this is the main points and some tricks to find a job. And right now I'm working in a data company. It's really nice company, and I like what I'm doing. It's more now. I started with McGill as a research assistant. There's more research. Here is more diagnostic. I'm dealing with cancer. So it's a patent technique, and it's a really new test. And we receive some specimens from people who have cancers through their physicians, and then we digest these specimens, and then we treat these specimens with different type of chemotherapy, different type of drugs. And you know, if the people here, they know about how the chemotherapy works, it kills the cells through apoptosis. So usually we have a technique to read each well to see which drug gave us more apoptosis, and which drug kills the cells more efficiently. And then we recommend that to the physician, because we're going to save the time for the physician, for the patient. So he's going to start with the right drug immediately. So he's going to save time for the patient, and the disease won't develop or metastasis or go to other spots in the body. So we increase the chance for the patients to win the battle. And this is almost over right now. Thank you so much.